Hello everyone, my name is Justin. Today I'm here with Zach, and today we'll be casting the lower final of AsiaFortress Fall 2024. I think we'll have some pretty fun games today in this best of three series between Team HONGPRUMP and Team Togenashi Togeari. So yeah, I think both teams are in the server. If you guys are familiar with Agent TF2 at all, these players should be very familiar to you guys. On Team Hong, we have Zeist and Starling on Scout. We have Alt and Aimbot as well on Soldier. Bobby's on Demo, and finally rounding it up is Song on Team TT. We have Wolfie, not Wolfie, that's Submarine, Mongolian Sniper main on Pocket Scout. We have Kaldos on the flag. For Soldiers, we have Sherlock and Dokula on Pocket Soldier and Roman respectively. Veron is on Demo, and finally it's Milo. I know my fellow caster doesn't really know who these people are, but they are all decently okay at this video game, so I think it'll be fun.
I'd hope they're decently okay. I mean, they made it this far into the bracket. This is lower bracket finals, so I mean, this is kind of. I mean, this decides who's gonna be duking it out for first. It's gonna decide who's gonna take home, who might take home the gold rather, which will happen I think tomorrow with a best of five, right? Because today's a best of
Yeah,
three.
I
So
think so. I think so.
yeah, I've never really delved into the realm of Asian TF2. I've never seen anything about the Asian TF2 scene. So, I mean, I've heard that a lot of the players are great, and I don't doubt that at all. So, I'm excited to see what all these players have in store for us tonight. Or not tonight, even today. I'm so used to saying tonight. It's so weird to cast in the morning. I'm interested to see what all these players have in store for us today. Going into it. I don't know if we have info on maps. I don't really remember how they do it here. I know we went over it like just before we went live for a little bit, but I kind of forgot. So
Well, it looks like we're just gonna play good old process first and foremost. It's probably the map that everyone is most familiar with in Asia and around the world, I assume, honestly. It's a favorite for pugs and for scrims alike. We always start on process. Both teams not really 100% sure what they'll pull out for the mid fights or for team fights in general. All I can say is, I think if I had to put my money, Hong is gonna win this handily enough. I think that individually their players are a little bit better than their counterparts on Team TT, but I think it remains to be seen. Really, in particular, the namesake of this team is Hong. He's called Hong M in the server, otherwise known as Altaria. He's a little bit of a wild card. He has really twitchy aim. He does really insane speed shots and jumps. It's really like up to him to see if he's disciplined enough to actually go for sensible discipline plays, but sometimes he just goes in for crazy stuff and it just works out, and then he still manages to win the game anyway. So if he has like a pop-off game or a pop-off series, I'd say they win. Otherwise, I think there's a huge chance for Submarine and Caldas to clean up, because players on both teams all relatively experienced at the top end of this game, all huge DM lords, and I don't know. I think the win conditions are pretty clear for both teams, but there's a slight edge to Team Hong, I would say.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like you've described it pretty well there. I mean, if Hong is as good of a player as you describe him to be, I hopefully we'll get to see him just say, "Screw it, throw caution to the wind, and just go in a couple times." Maybe he'll make it fat every once in a while, and we'll get some. He'll get some lovely clips to put in his montage. You can go
Oh,
back, watch the
absolutely.
VOD, and get the caster reactions. Go ahead and throw those into a video or something. But I mean, yeah, starting off on process, everyone should know this map. Especially when you're at a level of play like this. This is, I mean, it's a cookie cutter map. Everybody's gonna know pretty much everything about this, save for like maybe one edge bug that they've never really paid attention to, or have just never seen that often. So this map kind of just tests your fundamentals and really just shows how good your base understanding of the game is. So you might be able to get away with some goofier stuff on, say, maybe a different map, like say Reckoner or something.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
it's
probably.
it's not as cookie cutter of a map. It's not something that people tend to play very often. But like Process, I feel like Hong trying to get in and do those goofy plays where he's just going in and full sending it is probably going to get punished really, really hard each time just because of the way Process plays.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one more thing I'll probably highlight is that YG Submarine. He's the Mongolian sniper main. Historically, he's playing on 100 ping, but his sniper is generally really, really good. It's pretty insane how like consistently he manages to click on the enemy hits. I would honestly expect that if they're ever in a pinch, they'll just throw him onto sniper and see what he can find. He usually finds something with relative high consistency. But yeah, I think they're about to start this game, and yeah, let's get into the first mid fight.
Oh boy, I'm excited. Going into the first mid fight here. I think you can go ahead and take over this first mid here. Let you steal the first one away.
Absolutely. So Bobby and Braun both rolling out the mid fight on about the same time. The soldiers of the blue team, Team TT, kind of doing a faster rollout, but both teams not really taking that much aggression or space. As I say that, Stalling goes down really quickly to Submarine as Hong goes in for a big bomb but fades away really quickly. Sad gets a trade kill back onto that blue soldier, so numbers even right now, 5v5, but blue team seems to have a slight advantage in both space and numbers. As a result of that, Team Hong, it looks like they just want to back out. They're gonna take the wise decision to move out of that mid fight, and yeah, a pretty easy win mid victory for side TT.
Yeah, TT just played that very well. I mean, they took the space when they had the opportunities to. They didn't get too greedy, but as I say this, it's going to be Sherlock trying to come in from IT, but Starling and Astrid are going to be able to find that pick onto him. Looks like Hong wants to maybe pressure through this choke here, coming off that pick as Sad bombs high now. Going in on top of the point here, just over, tries to land on Milo, but it's not going to work out for him there, and he's going to get absolutely nothing. It's 3 down for the side of Hong, as TT now makes their way through choke, sitting with that Uber. Even Ubers for both teams here. Hopefully, Hong will be able to answer sometime soon, but as it stands right now, TT's winning this pretty heavy-handedly.
Yeah, absolutely. They're getting in through that 5-door. Both soldiers, they actually managed to get the force off onto Team Hong. So that's really good coordination coming out from the soldiers of TT. But as I say that, Braun slightly out of position. He actually gets caught by the Uber. I don't know how much Hong wants to press the advantage. Both soldiers going in for pretty aggressive plays near that choke point area. But I think they're just going to be happy with taking that second point. I don't think they should have lost their demo, but in the end, is there a full Uber at? It's up to Team TT to see how they want to push this advantage.
Yeah, it looks like Team TT is just, they don't really care about the fact that they just lost 3 players. You know, they got their people back. They're sitting in that choke. They just found Alt FS here. Sherlock finding that kill onto him. Now it's just a total battle of the ages happening over here as 3 players get dropped to sub 60 health. All of them barely managing to survive. Varen's still very weak coming in through that choke there. It is an all-out brawl for the last point as the Uber does get popped, and now it's going to be Sad trying to get out, but it's not quite... he's not quite able to succeed. The Uber does come out from the side of Hong as they pop back into the rest of the enemy team. Looks like Bobby going to be able to find 2 picks here on Milo and Hands. Sherlock going to be able to find Bobby, but he's getting... There's so much point pressure
they equalize.
Here, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, they equalize this here. Varen might be able to get something here, but no, not quite. Ends up eating Rocket to the dome. Does get taken down here. TT is going to have to fall back and just regroup on mid here. Only going to be losing Varen in terms of spawns.
Yeah, should be fine. Probably stabilize in terms of the Uber situation, even though there is a slight advantage for Milo. I'm just kind of surprised that Hong managed to get Uber so quickly. And they actually want to push it to mid. As I said, Sherlock going for a big bomb onto the medic of Song isn't gonna be quite able to find him, but as I said, he gets one more rocket off onto Song. So huge Uber advantage for the side of Milo. Hong, as I said, goes for a big play through IT, but only gets one rocket off onto Milo, but that's enough. Bobby bombs in and manages to clean up. Very chaotic TF2 going on between both teams, but both medics seem to be in a respawn queue more often than not. Either ways, Hong gotta be holding last probably, as yeah, Team TT, they're gonna be trying to take that second point.
Yeah, Team TT here has a lot of space going for him. Well, maybe not as much as they had initially thought. They were a little bit slow to try and get into second. So I do think Hong is actually going to be, it looks like they're aggro holding to here, maybe wanting to posture push at some point. Maybe not, though. They are kind of, they're just playing around that choke. I think it's just, they're going to be holding it very aggressively, trying to prevent TT from getting in as much as they possibly can. And it looks like TT's reciprocating here. They've just got those traps set up on the choke here. It's just going to be pretty much even for both of these teams here. Maybe a sack attempt coming through from Hong or TT at some point. And eventually one of those soldiers will get through a choke. And, well, something's going to happen.
Yeah, it looks like TT, they're gonna be getting ready for both soldiers to go in for a sack attempt. Some really interesting bombs coming in from both soldiers. They all go flying in onto Song, but he milks it to perfection. Yeah, very good plays from Song right there, managing to hold off on not using that Uber. Now it's up to Team Hong and how they want to counter sack. He's positioned near that choke point. He's gonna do a sick little wall jump in. Goes for the market garden and gets cleaned up very quickly, instantly almost. And yeah, I think probably gonna see soldiers trading back and forth. As now the blue soldier Sherlock, he looks like he might wanna go for another try. Not sure though.
And I think you're right here as Doc goes forward, trying to get some of that pressure in. Sherlock creeping up through YT, jumps out now, landing onto Song here, but not quite able to find anything as he is denied by Astrid and Starling. And it's just going to be TT fully backing out here now as Alt gets forward, takes a lot of space for the rest of his team, but they are a little bit slow to capitalize on that, and they're eating so much spam inside the choke. The Ubers do come out from both teams at about the exact same time. It does look like TT a little bit more in the... has a little bit more of an advantage in terms of damage in just combat. They're just kiting them through that choke like crazy. 60 seconds here until the round reset, so I think Hong or TT needs to make something happen here. Maybe we'll see one of those I don't care plays come out from Hong, but I think they're just going to give up a second here. Let that timer reset as TT caps it and looks to find their window to push into last.
Yeah, kind of surprising that they were the ones that won the engagement even though they popped their Uber later, but I think TT has been playing slightly better over the course of only the past 7 minutes, but good signs for them coming into the rest of this series. It's up to them to see how they want to sack into last. I think it's going to be a pretty traditional setup. Starling is going to be on his classic engineer class, getting his level 3 up. Right now, TT trying to get some space in that boiler room area, taking a lot of heavy spam from the soldier and demo classes of Team Hong. And as I say that, he goes down, and Kaldos went in for a sack at the same time. But wait, they got the force out somehow.
I mean, having that force is huge if you're on the side of TT. You may be down 2 players, but it doesn't really matter. They're not really going to be able to push you, but wait a minute. Alt going in with the high bomb, almost air sticky, but does get picked up by Varen. Sherlock also going to be finding a kill onto Astrid there, I believe, and now the Uber came out a little while ago, but the garden comes out from Sad, but it doesn't matter. 3 players are down. All TT has to do is play the numbers advantage as Sad tries to go for another garden. Doesn't quite turn out as fruitful here. 2 players down, 3 players down on the side of TT. They just need to play around their beam here. It's the scout and a soldier bombing in from the side. It looks like Doc is maybe going to find something, but not quite. Kaldos is just farming right now, though, getting a lot of good damage and some fine picks, but unfortunately not quite able to make anything happen, not quite able to cap that point. And TT is going to be sitting with about 60% ad, though, at the very least.
Yeah, pretty sick market garden coming out from aimbot Sad, but I don't know, that might have just only delayed the inevitable because huge Uberette still for the side of TT, and they can try one more time to break into that last one and get the first point. Looks like there is gonna be a sentry gun and a sniper from the side of Hong looking to try and get a force out early as they bust through that 4-door. They're gonna be getting that sentry gun down really quickly. They manage to get sticks off of point, but they can't really get any frags or point presence off of that. Hong goes down very quickly in that fight, so it's 5v6 for the meantime. But Sherlock, he's definitely gonna get traded out, but
what
he
a
gets a huge rocket garden onto Bobby, and that is good enough. The rest of his team cleans up and they cap off the first point. Really good performance from them so far.
Yeah, very, very surprising performance, actually. It looked It looked like the TT was going to be losing that last fight there. I mean, they were just at such a heavy Uber disad. I figured Hong would have maybe got Uber in time to make something happen.
Bobby
but
already goes down in the mid fight just to cut you off because we are back into this right now. Yeah, so really good plays coming out from the soldiers of TT right now, and that's an instant mid loss for them once again. So stalemate is not gonna be a thing. And
Spoon!
Oh, that's not Sherlock, but he gets a massive spoon Dokla onto that enemy soldier of Hong, and I think they might have to give this up already. But as I say that, some contestation coming in
goes in for another bomb.
He manages to live even despite all of that, and Starling is actually the one who dies in all of that engagement. I don't know how this is actually working out for them, but they're just being able to win these team fights somehow.
Yeah, TT's just seeing a lot of success in these fights. It does look like they're going to try and take it in super aggro into lobby, but it does look like Dolphin's going to get taken down. Oh my goodness. Astrid going to be able to find hands as well. Sad getting a nice kill onto Sherlock. 3 players down. Does look like Varen going to be able to find the trap kill onto AltFS. Maybe a bomb coming forward from Sad, but no, just wants to get some space for the rest of his team. They don't want to get too greedy, showing some very, very nice restraint there. Not trying to get too much value, not trying to bite off more than they can chew.
Probably a little overzealous from TT over there. They sacked a few too many players in that last point, and so they have to be content with mid for the time being, and I think we're back into this very familiar position. TT on mid, trying to sack into the second of Hong.
I mean, these players know this position well. We know this position well. Everybody who's played Process knows this position well. But Dokla going in for that early pressure as Sherlock comes in from behind. Isn't quite able to land any damage on the Song here. So now it's going to be TT playing for that counter sack. Waiting for someone to come in either through sewer or choke here. It looks like maybe even IT as Alt is trying to get some spam, but does get taken down. Yeah, Kalba's spotting him early there. Kind of sealed his fate. Now Hong wants to play a little bit more passive here as Sherlock is coming up very soon. Dokla might be looking for a sack attempt here as Sherlock comes into the choke. Dokla does bomb forward for that pressure, and now it's going to be Sad getting forward into the choke, trying
more
to
IT presence this time, though. Sherlock at top IT as Kaldos actually runs in through that lower IT area, but he gets shut down. But as I say, Dokla going for a huge bomb. He gets onto the enemy combo, but doesn't actually manage to get the force out in the end. But as I said, somehow in the back lines, Milo's the one that gets forced out. Submarine gets a kill and a pick onto Starling, but he's the one that goes down. As I see, Hong is all the way in the back lines and he gets Milo. He not only gets the force, he also gets the kill. Song with 100% Uber advantage. I think they take this shot.
Yeah, I think, wow. I think what ended up forcing Milo there, I think Alt got a spoon beforehand and then ended up spooning Milo very soon after that. So very unfortunate for TT here, but Kaldos does find Alt here. That'll be a nice pick to have for them to maybe stabilize their peak. Oh, they dropped the beat! What a shot from Kaldos! Might have been a body shot, but it doesn't matter. Sad setting himself up for an edge bug here, though. Might be reading TT here pretty well. It does look like they're going to be pushing out through lobby.
They're not checking it for the time being. He's going to drop down any second. He's dropping down, but he gets in! Oh my goodness. Good plays coming out from TT. Somehow Song drops even though they already knew he was on sniper. But yeah, I think he is actually in a pretty good position to get a backstab. As I say that, the enemy combo of TT, they're just rolling in the mid. Zeiss can't catch up on that spy class. Bobby actually gets a pretty good trap kill onto Dokla. Not sure how they want to play this. Zeiss is hiding on that midpoint, probably gonna try to stop the cap, try to delay, but as I say that, he gets spotted out. Yeah, good awareness from these guys. Hong tried to go for a play through IT, but he actually gets caught out, so I think they got what they wanted. Song has his Uber, but they are 2 down. They're gonna get pushed into.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Hong here. Being down a player essentially with that spy there on mid, and then trying to make a play through IT as soon as he dies. Might not have been the best decision there, but it doesn't matter. Sherlock is able to spoon Bobby. does look like Milo here going to be able to find that Uber and is going to be able to pop it to save himself. Somehow doesn't die to the two people right on top of him. But Milo does get cleaned up by Starling, is traded out by Caldos there. Maybe TT can salvage something here. Not necessarily needed to go for the beam here, but they definitely could try to. Might just be content with holding 2 here, though, and waiting for some kind of push as Sad tries to go forward. Does get hit by the snipe. Lands a lot of damage on the Dokla, but I don't think this is going to bode very well for TT. What a rocket! Oh my god, Dokla finds the pick on the Astrid there, opening a very important avenue for his team as a bomb comes in. What a shot! What a fight from Baron, too. Alt goes down. 2 players down for the side of Hong. Dokla, the only one down for TT here. Check
what a
PC. Hands finds Sad as well. Almost finds another. I heard that crit sound as he shot. Man, that's scary. Just unchecked sniper. That sniper is owning.
And he gets the force like on his own. The pace of play is just really quick in my feeling, even for Asian TF2. All of these trades, all of these engagements going back and forth, and now Milo with a humongous Uber advantage. They can win this round right now. Hong still overstaying their welcome in my opinion. They're still chilling on that second point area, even though Milo has his Uber for the time being. Caldos goes down, but Veron trades Set out, and Starling also goes down in the meantime. Disaster situation for Hong as they face full Uber disadvantage.
Yeah, this is never a situation you want to be in. A lot of point pressure coming in about half cap time as 3 players die very early on. It does, Alt gets onto a player there that's pushing out of 4, is able to find that pick, and it looks like their push is completely destroyed here. Just so much damage came out so early, losing 2 players early on in that fight, but it doesn't matter as Caldos is farming right now. He's walking forward onto the point. Now it's Baron here to support him. Does go down here, Caldos, though, and now TT is forced to back all the way out, but it doesn't matter as Baron finds Starling.
In the midst of all of this chaos, we do have a spy potentially going in for the back cap. That's why Veron's selling so hard in that boiler area. He wants to entice them to push out. I would just say, like, they are taking so many fights right now.
Don't let him just go in.
It might not matter. I think he's got it.
Oh, no. Oh no.
Man, oh man. I think both teams making some pretty basic errors, but then the other team makes another error where they lose a player or they go in a little too fast and they're disconnected from the rest of their team. Probably they just want to chill both teams, regroup a little bit more, but hey, it's been working out for TT so far.
Yeah, I mean, this match has been going pretty heavy-handedly in TT's favor, but we'll have to get back to that in a little bit as Starling finds that free pick onto hands there, unsupported. Now it's a double bump from the shoulders into the blue soak. It's disaster for TT right now as Milo gets taken down by Sad, and he finds Baron, and Astrid finds Sherlock as well. It's a wipe for TT on the mid. Just unable to get anything done there. Completely decimated, and now Sad spotting very forward for that info. Very, very crucial, and it looks like
Spy for some reason. He's like trying to go for the force. Presumably, he's known for these, you know, ratty plays almost. But yeah, really good mid fight for Team Hong. That's exactly what they needed, and they're gonna be taking this lobby area. They should be taking their time with this. There's huge Uber advantage. They need to spot on the sentry. They need to figure out where the combo is, and they get a free pick onto Dokla. They should not be rushing it, but they just use instantly through that 4-door. They do get a sentry gun. They shift towards that left side area. They are getting good damage onto the combo, but no one's dying quite yet. Submarine, as I said, goes down as the Sherlock, and Milo, good plays coming out from Team Hong, and they do manage to win it out in the end. So very quickly, 2-1.
Yeah, very, very fast response. Maybe a little bit delayed after they lost those first 2 rounds, but I think Hong is angry now. He's upset. He didn't want to lose that second round. He's woken up, and he's ready to play. He's ready to just not care anymore. He's going in as both of these demos getting here about the same time. Looks like a standard mid, just trading spam for now. No crazy bombs or anything coming in. No rotates. Looks like they want to fight Central, maybe on the side of TT, as alt bombs over Blue Crate here. Now going to be contention coming from the soldiers on TT here, but Sad is behind them, coming through choke, landing on top of Milo.
Ball,
Nice rocket, finds hands and Milo, 2 for 1. Dokla getting sent all the way back into this into his own sewer. Maybe a salvage play could come out from Dokla here as he finds his way forward. He gets onto the pack. He tries.
Oh, he was close.
He was so close, but so far at the same time, just jumping around all over. Couldn't find a spot to land though, and does get taken down. So unfortunate for TT. They're sitting on full Uber disad. Could be a better situation. But unfortunately, disaster mid, a little bit of chaos. Didn't spot the guy going sewer. So, what can you do?
Yeah, really good play coming up from him in the midst of all that chaos. He gets into sewer undetected and gets a good 2-kill bomb onto the enemy combo. Right now, Dokla's not actually on spy this time, so he will be alive to stop the cap or delay. Actually, Milo's on 75% already. He might be able to get Uber if they're unfast enough, but as I say that, Hong using their Uber into the last point, but they haven't got any kills so far. Zeiss is getting shot down by the heavy. Sad and the soldiers are both bombing in for lots of damage. Sad goes down to the
There's no bodies on the point
guy.
though.
Yeah, unfortunate. They couldn't quite hold on in the meantime. They were tucked away in that little corner, but the soldiers made just enough space for the scouts to cap off that point. And suddenly we're all tied up, 2-2.
I mean, yeah, and the time it took TT to get 2 rounds, it took Hong pretty much 10 times less than that to find their 2. I think TT's making a lot of fundamental slip-ups here, namely not having any bodies on the point when it actually comes to it, just leaving it open, having too many people stare at somebody behind that's already weak. Just simple mistakes could definitely be fixed up here. High bomb coming in from Sherlock here, lands on the enemy sewer, but oh, Sad finds Milo. Little domination coming out there as Astrid finds Calvis as well. Starling finds Sherlock. It's not looking good here for TT as we're witnessing another team wipe.
Yeah, the momentum of this game has really suddenly shifted in the favor of Team Hong. I noticed that the scouts of Team TT, they're always the ones to make the first move in terms of aggression, but when they get shot down and when they go down to low damage, that's when the soldiers of the opposing team strike, and then they clean up for huge damage. Milo always goes down on these mids, and Song always lives. It's another situation where they probably go up in the round count.
Yeah. I mean, this has just been a 3-round disaster for TT right now. I mean, it's not looking great at the moment, but the Uber does come out from the side of Hong. They are getting forward. Not a lot of early cap time coming out, all things considered, but it doesn't matter as Dokla and Sherlock are down, so there's no soldiers on the side of TT. Fat Russian man here, though, ready to defend the point with his life, as Milo's at 70-80% here. Might be able to get Uber just in time, but once their soldiers come up, they need to get some bodies on that point. Does look like Sherlock might be able to peek out from that doorway. Not going to get too greedy, though. I like to see it. They are just going to slowly pressure Hong out of last, and they're going to be able to reclaim it for themselves.
Good defense coming up from them. They finally are able to stop that 4 Uber push out by Team Hong, and Starling actually goes down before the Uber even gets forced out from Milo. So hopefully they are able to take second for free. As I say that, Hong goes in for a really big bomb, a huge comment onto Milo, but he serves out to relative safety near that 1-door area. Hong goes down, easy second take for Milo, but in that meantime, Song's gotten his Uber up once again, so we're back in this situation.
Yeah, just even Uber's on second, but it does look like Uber's going to come out from the side of TT through sewer. They do get the exchange to come out, and it does look like TT's just going to play around getting those Ubers traded here. Not going to go for any kills. They do lose Farron as he tries to leave out through that choke, and maybe Hands here as well, as it looks like he's a little bit caught, but is able to retreat to safety. Sherlock going in for a bomb, getting into that choke, but there's nobody there, and now he's going to get picked up too by Sad. Starling finding, I believe that was Dokla, I think that was Caldas he found earlier. I mean, this is looking rough for TT right now.
This is rough. Sherlock is stuck all the way behind in IT as Team Hong's already pushing it in the last. As I say that, Submarine goes down, Braun goes down. Round 3 tenderly in the side of Team Hong. Veron unfortunately dies in that Uber exchange, and as a result, they just lose second and the round as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. for the side of TT here. You had such a strong start, and now you're kind of you're making a bunch of mistakes that
Yeah.
I think this is where I don't know if AsiaFortress has pauses that teams are allowed to use. I don't know if you're allowed to take like a timeout.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But
if
there
they
was
did, this would be a time to use them.
Absolutely. Hong goes in for a big bomb, but just fate. He actually airshot Sherlock in that meantime. Dokla goes in for a play near that IT area. Starling actually goes down in the meantime as he gets traded out. Much better mid for them this time, Team TT. They have all the space in the world. Bobby jumps out of that choke point, and the tides have finally turned. Both medics do survive, but they get that mid cap finally once again.
Yeah. Finally, TT able to turn it around here after 3 rounds, getting curb stomped for a little while. Does look like Alt tries to find something, but isn't quite able to. Excuse me, isn't quite able to find anything in that choke, so it does just fade away. It's going to be rotating over towards Sewer, just
Soldier's going to go in for the bomb.
Yeah, it's sack o'clock here as Sherlock fades away. No Soldier is able to get in, and Varen is able to pick up Sad at least.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd actually like for them to try some IT things, some Sewer things, because they just keep sacking both soldiers through that choke point, but to their credit, seems to be working out more often than not. So Dokla gonna be the first through that choke point. Might want to go for a bomb from that grassy area, but Sherlock, eyes on him. He's the one going for the big bomb, but he gets denied so easily by Zeist and Starling. Kaldos pressuring, Submarine pressuring. Not much going on. They're all pretty weak as Starling actually goes down the bronze stickies. Kaldos also on their backline, and Bobby goes down. Song drops him, and I don't think they want to contest. The pressure from the entire team of TT actually manages to force them out in the end.
Yeah, TT just has so much pressure there. I mean, there's nothing that Hong can realistically do in that situation. But looking at it now, it's going to be Dokla going in. He gets the force. What a play. The Uber does come out from the side of TT here. Yeah, I think that was just a poorly timed counter pop. Or maybe they got forced by Sad there. I did see him inside of lobby for a brief moment, so maybe it was a force for force. Not too sure on that, but what I am sure on is that it is even Uber's negligible at the moment. Sad
this is so
down.
risky.
Gets taken down. Starling and Song get taken down. It's a bomb coming in from Alt. Lands right on top of Bobby. Goes for the air shot. Isn't quite able to hit it. Oh, but Milo misses the arrow. Is just getting pet around on
Dokla's
second
on Spy.
there.
Dokla's on Spy, guys.
Oh, Dokla's on Spy. Wait, it's working!
It worked! 2 out of 3 of the rounds for TT have been won off the back of Dokla's Spy. And honestly, Hong didn't really need to take that risk as a team. They push out of their last point in a completely dry fight. It looks like they're winning, but they get back-capped in the end. Probably didn't need to do that, and as we hit to the end of the map, 3-3, we are on Benny config. If no one wins around, I think it's first to 4, but we'll have to see what this mid fight plays out for us.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. I mean, time will tell what the outcome of this match is going to be, but right now, looks like momentum is kind of equalizing. Nothing too crazy is going on as Hands does find a nice pick on the Alt here. This is opening up a good window of opportunity for TT as they might be able to find something. Bobby gets taken down. Now Starling is isolated in Sad corner. Is going to get taken down by Hands as well. A nice little 2K. Just absolutely decimating on that mid there. Owning, if you will. Going to be making their way into second. Ubers are even. So maybe a sack o'clock from the side of TT as they try and find their way into Hong's last and maybe secure themselves a dub soon.
Yeah, momentum suddenly shifted all the way back in favor of TT. Kaldos hiding in that one door area. He actually gets by really easy. He gets some shots off onto Storm, but he's going to be staying pretty healthy in the end. Not sure if he wants to switch to Sniper or Spy or anything like that. But 2 minutes left in the round. Oh, 3 minutes left in the round. Plenty of time for them to get a sack going or get an off class. But yeah, Hong in a dangerous position right now. Holding their last. Not sure what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the point where you just sit back as TT. I'm sorry, hold on. What is this spot that Milo was in?
Whoa.
What
Oh
what
no,
is
no,
this
this
tech?
is this is a normal. Like it's like normal. You can stand there. Like yeah,
I have
we know.
never seen that
Well,
ever.
now you know. Like it's a good spot to hide from snipers. You just crouch down and duck down. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Speaking of snipers, we have Kaldos on sniper here, trying to peek his way in and find something. Not quite able to land a shot just yet, but is getting a lot of pressure. Some body shots coming out as Dokla finds ult here, getting a nice open window, but they haven't found the sentry just yet, but now they do manage to take it down here, so could try and send in a soldier counter once Hands comes back up. Round win limit does get reduced in 1 minute here, so I think honestly the best thing for TT to do is just hold on 2, wait for that limit to reduce, get their soldiers in, send in a nice like sack, and then just let the round play itself out, honestly.
Yeah, that's definitely the right move. I think they're just hoping and seeing if Kaldos can get anything going. The lock and load from Veron actually really useful in getting that sentry down quickly if they want to send in another sack. Kaldos stuck on that sniper kind of limits their chances. Starling actually has some Frontier Justice crits as well now that I like notice it, but Kaldos just trying to get an angle going somewhere, but there's just so much spam coming out from Team Hong. I just don't know if they're able to even win the round with all that time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if one can make anything happen. Dokla is in one, jumping forward now, getting denied by the sentry. Not quite able to take it down. Kaldos does find Bobby though. No demo alive for the side of Hong. A soldier for a demo is not that bad of a trade.
Absolutely
But
not.
they still
like,
need that sentry taken down if they want anything to happen.
That sentry just needs to get spammed down, otherwise they can't do anything. They actually elect to Uber in, and they get a pretty decent trade going, but it's slightly better for Zeist and co. Hong goes down in the meantime as Kaldos gets traded out. Sad actually gets taken down super early, but Submarine, he gets also taken down for his trouble. Sherlock does such low HP, and he goes down to the stickies of Bobby.
So on spy again.
Good attempt from TT to try force the issue, but to no avail. They'll probably lose the second point, but actually, as I say that, they just want to hold last. They want the round reset. They don't want Dokla to win a third round in a row off the back of a spy play.
Well, they might not be able to this time. It looks like their NG is a little bit committed to holding. It looks like Hong in general is just committed to holding. So,
yeah.
you know, Dokling might not be able to, you know, make anything happen. But when he's going in for the sap, his teammates aren't in to come behind, though, and try and take it out behind him. Soldiers do come forward. Sherlock is taken down. Revenge crit ends up deleting him from existence, and that's a failed push from TT. And it looks like second is going to be in the hands of Hong.
The round won't reset. Not a terrible decision from Hong. Now that they forced the players from TT to die a little bit too early. I mean, they get a guaranteed second as opposed to the coin toss that's fighting mid with both teams on Uber. Right as I say that, aimbot set going in for a big bomb who gets arrowed out of the sky, but actually as I say that, Submarine, he's the one that goes down in the end. Players dying left, right, center. Sherlock goes down and Uber gets forced out from TT. Ubers look to be slightly better for the side of Hong as they steamroll across that midpoint. Veron goes down, Milo goes down, disaster counters, he can't do anything, and it's a team wipe for the side of TT. Submarine spawns up on Sniper, but he gets spotted instantly. This is looking really bad for them.
You know, me and chat might have been a little confused as to why they capped second, but I think I'm seeing why now as Hong is channeling his anger into frags and is killing the entirety of TT. So it looks like TT's going to have to commit to holding last here pretty hard. Already, Sniper and NG. NG being set up on the right side, looking into last. I don't know what Hong's strat is here, if they're gonna try and just full send it. They are sitting on significant Uber ad, it's about 50%.
It's not that big actually, like it's only about 40, like it's decent, it's sizable, they should definitely use it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Milo manages to get Uber. But actually, as I said, they aren't building really well. If they were building as hard as they could, the ad would have only been 30, but as I said, they're not anywhere close to getting Uber. They use through that left side area, but they haven't spotted down the sentry gun. It takes years to get taken down, if at all. Hong goes down, Bobby, he's already retreating out of that two-door area, and yeah, Hong has to tuck their tails between their legs as they lose way too many players without even getting the sentry down.
Oh goodness. I mean, yeah, that was unfortunate. to say the least. I mean, not being able to spot out that gun, that'll cost you. I mean,
Yeah, rookie mistake.
yeah, you gotta have people spread out through that lobby. You gotta converge on the one spot. You can't be sending everybody through one doorway, or even through two doorways. I mean, you
There's
just gotta have
actually a
eyes.
sniper looking down at that choke point area, but he doesn't actually manage to get his shot off before he gets pressured out of sewer. So pretty free mid-take for the side of TT. Song's actually very close to Uber though, so they can't steamroll this. If they did, that would be way too overzealous for them. But I think they're aware they want to do their tried and true, their tested soldier sacks.
The tried and true, well
They're
tested.
going for it. They're
yep,
going
here
for
goes
it.
Dokla, goes for the spoon.
They get it
gets
already.
the boomers.
Oh, Sherlock gets air shot off this guy. But it doesn't really matter. They got what they wanted. They need a counter force here, Team Zeist and Team Hong, but not gonna be doing too much with this two-player advantage. They know how risky this is, but Hong, he goes in for a really aggressive bomb to the IT area, and Starling, he's the one that gets the force in the end. So he's gonna be trying to cause chaos in that backline area, trying to draw eyes as they try to fight on that second point. Everyone else right now, high ground advantage for TT. Is still on sniper, my head, yeah. Doesn't seem to be doing too much for the time being. And Zeist and Starling, they go down. He goes down as the sniper on that choke point. Now it's real bad for them. Hong goes in for a spoon at choke point, but is gonna get cleaned up for his trouble. Bobby also gonna be the next victim, and bad situation, real bad for TT. Oh, for Team Hong, sorry. TT are actually gonna win this round.
TT might be taking home process here as the left side spawn is completely trapped out. Both soldiers are getting great spam. Sherlock and Dokla are going to be able to find Sterling and Sad. It's just the beam on top of the point. Song going to go down. And that is process in the hands of TT, making the series 1-0. Very close and hard-fought 4-3 win. But, I mean... If I was Hong, I'd be a little upset there. I'd be a little bit tilted. Probably should not have lost that, but what can you do? What can you do?
Yeah, the momentum just really suddenly shifted one way or the other as the map went on. At the start, it was TT that jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead, but then the mid fight started going all the way in the direction of Team Hong. They jumped out to 3 rounds, but in the end, TT was the one that came back and was able to clean up with the 4-3 victory. What do you think about the match so far, honestly?
So far, I'm pleasantly surprised. I mean, the prediction you gave, I think, was Hong will pretty heavy-handedly win this one. So I was kind of going with you, seeing as I don't really know much about the Asian scene of TF2, but TT, I mean, they put themselves on display today. So I mean, I think they just played really well. They figured out the tiny little fundamental mistakes they were making, and they kind of just improved on it. So, I mean, not much else to say beyond that, really.
Yeah, I think it's just really scrappy TF2, a lot of individual heroics. I think the soldiers all went in for pretty crazy spoons. Dokla got 2 spy back caps that were pretty pivotal. And I don't know, both teams, they really could have gone either way, is my feeling. A bit too close for comfort for TT, and a tough loss for Hong, and they got to bounce back. I think I still hold that they're the better team overall, but the coordination not quite there, taking a few too many risky moves as a team, and that's just costing them in these rounds. So as we say that, we can go and look at the logs. Starling actually going to be performing really well even in that relatively stalemate heavy map, coming out with 28 frags topping the server with some decent damage. I think Bobby was definitely someone who is also doing really well, topping the DPM charts. And yeah, like the players from Team Hong are actually the ones topping the scoreboards in terms of stats. It was just really close to call for either team.
Yeah, I think if TT didn't get those 2 spy back caps, I hate to say it, but probably would have been a Hong dub pretty decisively. Getting back capped by a spy twice is a tilter. It throws off your mental. So like your straps and everything are a little disoriented. Granted, these guys are, I don't know what level of play these guys are at. I don't know what this is like equivalent to in NA. I'm like I have no idea. I don't know what the div structure is over here.
Eh, we'll never know. We'll never know. There was supposed to be Rewind Land a few years ago that we're gonna send TJ and Aisho to, but that never panned out. Oh well, we'll never know. But yeah, I mean, I think these guys are pretty good individually, but as a team, both sides could have done a little bit better in being more disciplined in terms of which engagements they chose to take part in, which fights they wanted to go into. But definitely makes for a really exciting div to like one team wins at one point, then the other team drops a player. It's really chaotic, but I think pretty fun to watch.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a bad kind of chaotic. You know, it's really good actually a lot of the time for both of these teams because they're not they're not losing to the chaos a lot of the time. Like most teams you'll see will have that kind of chaos and they'll crumble very very easily. But both of these teams are kind of taking that chaos and they're running with it and they're just making do with what they can. Granted, you probably shouldn't have to do it as often as these teams are. But I mean, if it's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Um, if you've got a strat that's working for you and there's nothing that the other team can really do or the other team just isn't doing anything about it, just keep running it. And that's exactly what either team really was doing. Neither of them could really do much about the chaos when it was being used against them, which is a bit odd, seeing as I feel like it's not too crazy difficult to make punishment come out of chaos, but also, I'm not in the chair actually playing out the game, so I don't know what the comms or anything is like. Could be total chaos there. They could be doing the bruh comm challenge for all I know.
Well, we can't be 100% certain, but like, I don't want to downplay how good I think these guys are because I think the chaos to a large extent is a result of the reactions being so quickly. Like when one soldier goes in, the soldier from the other team wants to instantly counter sector, like get a counter force on. They're trying to utilize every bit of information, every advantage they think they have to make plays instantly. And you're just seeing that constantly back and forth from both sides. They want to do things so quickly to catch them off guard. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it looks silly, but I think the other times you get crazy spoons, you get crazy plays, and like often it's very well coordinated. You always see the scout running in through IT as the soldiers go in. It's not just the soldier sacks as the map played out. So good fundamentals coming in on process. The second map looks to be Sunshine at the end of the day. Similar to process in a lot of ways, but arguably a bit trickier for soldiers, in my personal opinion, as a waterless soldier main to get anything going. But these guys are probably good enough to get huge bombs going. Sniper sightlines are potentially a little more dangerous on this map, but it's a little unclear. I think this one is not clear who's gonna come out ahead on.
Yeah, I would have no idea who to guess, but I can't really say confidently that TT might take this one home. I'm not sure who picked this map, so I'm assuming Hong picked this. If what I remember from earlier is true, where the losing team picks the map. So if Hong is the one who picked this, then I think that kind of says something. I mean, they showed their knowledge of the fundamentals very well on process. Like you said, like the chaos really showed their ability to just react super fast. So I think that's going to reward them very handsomely on a map like Sunshine.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But I think the last thing I have to say is that process seemed to be a battle of the mid fights to a large extent. I think in almost every round, if I'm not wrong, the team that won was the one that won the mid fight. And seemed to be pretty split and even. There were some maps, some mids where the soldiers were the one that aggressed really hard early on and they just got an early pick. Others took a longer time to play out. I remember that one where Sat gets a huge flank through sewer and gets onto the enemy combo. I just don't know how both teams want to adapt. They all know each other really well. They know what the other team is likely to pull out. So it's all a really big chess game, a really big mind game. And yeah, really excited to just see how this next map plays out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we just have to wait and see what these players have in store because, we can only speculate. I think reading the chat, Diamond here, I think, is saying that Hong won 4-0 on Sunshine. So, or last time they played, rather, for clarification. So I think that's kind of that kind of says a lot about how Hong plays out this map here. Getting 4-0 on Sunshine is definitely impressive. Yeah, in my experience, it's kind of hard to get a roll on Sunshine, just because it allows for a little bit more chaos than Process. But you know, I think Hong probably has this one in the bag. I'm just gonna make a prediction now. I think Hong will 3-0 TT on Sunshine. That's my prediction.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I'll go 4 through Hong. I still think Hong can close it out. I think individually they're doing still pretty good, as you can see from the logs earlier. But I will have to say, sometimes the coordination as a team does look to be a little better for Team Togenashi. Togeari, that's my attempt at saying it. The soldiers always sacking in together, always playing together. The combo looking a little tighter, which allows them to win a few more team fights that they converted into just one more round in the end. It's going to be a very close affair. I'm just excited to see how the soldiers actually managed to pull off a lot of the space creating opportunities, rather, because this map is like so big in terms of the mid fight. Like the soldiers really have to be the ones doing the really big distraction bomb so the rest of the team can take space and walk across that midpoint. I think we have to watch them for the first mid.
Yeah, I couldn't agree any more than that. I mean, just keeping an eye on these soldiers here is definitely gonna be crucial. Not only for us, but for both of these teams here. I mean, the soldiers can kind of do whatever they want, really, on Sunshine if they go unchecked. So, looks like both soldiers on either team here are just going to be playing combo-oriented, nothing crazy. It does look like Sat is going to get forward and get a lot of space here as Alt goes in. Bobby's going to get taken down. Astrid gets in as well, but is taken down. Sad manages to find a pick onto Milo and also Hands. It is a full wipe for the side of Hong, but they do manage to take out the beam for TT. At the bare minimum. So not all doom and gloom for Hong right now, but definitely not as great as they as it possibly could be.
Absolutely. Really interesting first mid fight, honestly. Both teams just mirroring each other on their right-hand side area. No soldiers going in for like a huge, crazy fast bomb. And yeah, both medics get traded out in the end. As I said, a second fight seems to be taking place as TT may be overstaying their welcome a little bit. They keep poking and prodding and somehow no one dies in all of their engagement. So probably gonna see another stalemate. Slight Uber actually for Milo, but I don't think they'll opt to use that in the end. And yeah, just wait for the Ubers to get built up, then we'll probably see some huge sacks coming in from Dokala and Sherlock.
Yeah, I mean, this is the same situation we've seen on Process now. It's just sit in the choke, watch the other team. Can you get in and make space? Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. Then you gotta try and force yourself in and make some space, but it is sack o'clock for either team here.
Oh, Sad's the one actually going for the bomb first. He gets a good rocket onto Milo, but he actually holds, so good one by him. Sherlock's going to be taking an engagement with Bobby, who's in lobby for some reason, and he's the one that goes down. 2 down for Hong.
Wait, Song is still out.
They get caught by Sherlock? They do. They get a force out. Yeah, just really weird individual misplays. Milo stuck in no man's land. He drops Submarine himself, but Hong gets traded out for his troubles. So weird plays going on from both teams, but it looks like TT is the one that comes out ahead in the end. They just applied a lot of pressure. Sad got baited into pushing in to that Flowers area, but you know, hold that thought. They are just trying to fight once again. Kaldos goes down. And
I think,
yeah.
Pause.
Messy, very messy this one.
Yeah,
Not sure.
Very messy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Song is on 10 HP, so I don't know what they're going to be doing about this one here. Song dying here, I think, would spell the end of the round. Health is not good for the side of Hong. I mean, just look at, like, 99 on Sad, 90 on Astrid. Starling is the only one with overheal. Bobby could very easily just get nuked and taken down here. Uh, it's not looking good for Hong at the current moment. Just based on health, they could pull Hail Mary and turn it around, but I'm just not sure if they will.
Yeah, it's a little unclear. By pure numbers, it's just a 4v4 fight. Slightly closer spawns for Hong, but the safe play probably if I were TT was just to back out. You lost Kaldos, you don't know how low the enemy team is, honestly. But maybe they do. Maybe they have better comms than I would expect. So it's just a question of how aggressively does either team want to play it. I see quite reasonably a world where Song and his combo plays really passively near the grass area. Milo just tries to retreat into Cafe, and we see another stalemate. But who knows? They might just hold W into each other.
It's possible that we do end up seeing another stalemate, but I mean, with Song being 10 HP, I mean, a slight gust of wind could knock him over. He'd scrape his knee and he would die. So, I mean, literally anything could kind of change the way that Hong wants to play this. I mean, they've got to position around this very, very carefully here. But I don't know. There is a pipe in the air behind Song.
That's true. If Song like walks
foreboding.
backwards and it detonates on him, that would be really funny. But probably he'll be fine. If he ducks down or if he just stands literally still, he can regenerate in enough time. The soldiers of TT, Sherlock, and Dokler are rolling out in that choke point, but they're not super healthy. It's kind of difficult for them to get a good bomb onto the combo. It's not super easy for Veron to get a sticky onto Song, but it's definitely possible. They probably know he's on 10 HP actually, but we'll have to see.
Can we get a pred up on if Song backs into does he die? Yes or no?
That would be very funny. Like maybe it's like super close to detonating and he just walks backwards into it. Would be
Dude,
funny.
I'd
would
be
be very
tilted.
funny.
I'd
Yeah.
be so upset. Not even at like my team or anything. I just feel like, dude, there's no way there's a roller there.
Yeah,
The
I
poll
think
is up. Vote now. Vote.
we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But yeah, both teams actually making some pretty basic fundamental errors in the lead up to this moment in time, right? Sherlock somehow gets behind and gets a really easy force onto an overextended Song, and then they themselves, TT, they drop Submarine in that Uber exchange, then they over-aggress a little bit too hard into lobby and drop Kaldos after that. That's why they're backing up from the second point instead of, having capped it off and maybe sacking it the last.
Yeah. I mean, it is just the first round, so it's not too indicative of how the rest of the game is going to go. Hopefully, the fundamental mistakes do iron themselves out. Could be nerves, maybe not used to being casted or something, or just a little bit nervous. It is lower bracket finals, so I mean, you've got a lot to be fighting for here. There is a lot going on in the mind, I'm sure. I mean, fundamental mistakes are just kind of inevitable, no matter your level of play. You could be like a professional, like top invite player. You could make like thousands every season just by winning it like first every time, but you're still gonna make fundamental mistakes. I mean, it just happens. It's something you can't really avoid. But I mean, I don't know. It looks like TT could just play around their health here as repause. Maybe this here match will be starting relatively soon.
Hope so. It doesn't look like he'll back up into the pill in the end. He looks like he wants to duck down to get the pill in dungeon, I think, but they keep pausing, so can't be certain.
Song is staring right at that pipe. He knows.
Yeah, he knows. I think it's very unlikely that he goes down, but what do I know? Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
When it unpauses, the STV will lag really, really hard, and we'll just watch Song walk onto it. But
whoa,
no,
big
Song
bombs.
does not die.
Yeah, As I half expected, TT are the one that backs up, but actually Bobby goes in really aggressively to push them out in the meantime. So HUD's a little broken for everyone.
Alt bombing into Bell.
Oh.
This is a free pick for TT if they're able to just play around him, but not able to pick him off as Sherlock and Varen both die here.
Just really chaotic fights going on in the meantime.
I mean... Ooh, but look. Dokla. He's on that windowsill, looking for a drop. Doesn't get spotted, but does give up his position early. Maybe fearing a little.
Something's going on. An Uber trade is what's going on. Submarine, he manages to lead his medic into a danger zone where he has the slightly worse Uber. They managed to get out relatively unscathed, but they have lost quite a lot of players, both teams. It's not clear who's gonna win, but Sherlock, he's the one going in for a huge bomb, but he doesn't actually manage to clean up onto the medic. Song survives, but Sad is the one that goes down as a part of the trade. Zai's also going down to the pipe bombs of Varon, so they hold out in the meantime. They might want to push into mid, but it's really unclear at this point.
Yeah, it's incredibly unclear what the next step these guys want to take are. They do have player ads still, so if they wanted to push, now's the time to do so. Now's the time to get themselves in and try to make some space, but looks like they just want to play it even, get these Ubers to 100, and play for that sack timing. So another stalemate on Sunshine second here. Still the first round. Waiting for, I guess at this point we're just waiting for any of the soldiers, or maybe even Bobby will bless us with a graceful demo bomb straight into Milo.
I wouldn't be too surprised, but I would say it's a low chance. I think we'll see soldier sacking first. Wait, you're right. Bobby was the one that sacked in, but he gets deleted by Varon's sticky trap, and so Sad goes in for a very sad solo bomb onto Milo, who holds it in the end. Very prophetic from you, man, but it gets deleted very quickly.
I just knew. I saw it in my mind's eye, but as we're saying that, it does look like the force does come out from the side of Hong here. Milo's just milking like crazy. He doesn't fear at all. There's shiny people walking right at him, and he doesn't care. He's jumping over them, as a matter of fact.
He's milking it so well.
Oh my milk! They're able to take down Alt and Astrid here, and now it's Hong.
Sad wants to go in. Sad
forced to back out.
I like
Sad
wants to go out. Yeah,
Sad wants to go home. He's sad now. Man, I don't want to do this no more, he says.
Yeah, but actually he needs to get a force. Otherwise, it's going to be looking kind of bad for the side of Hong. Yeah, like Sherlock got a really good force onto them. They couldn't force out Milo. They get second for free. Song's not quite at 100, but he's getting a little close. They are stepping on the gas then, TT. They know they can't let him get this Uber, and they pop it off really early, but like the rest of the team isn't really there. It's a 3-man Uber. They haven't quite gotten the sentry gun down. They haven't got that much damage or space for that, but as I say that, the picks seem to be going in the way of TT as they get a nice force onto Song. He probably didn't have to use, but he felt so much pressure, and anyone's game right now as a dry fight taking place in lobby. Varon's the one that goes down. Starling takes down Dokla. Zeiss also gets traded out by Kardos, but Milo, he's already out of there. He's positioned well, but they have lost the fight.
I think the only thing wrong with that push there, the only thing that went wrong is that Milo just used a little bit too early.
Yeah.
And I think they just kind of ran in a little bit too quick as well. Maybe waiting for the team there a little bit could have been the difference between that being another second point flip or being a kind of a just total round win for TT. But we're sitting on second here again with even Ubers.
So do you think Varon will jump in?
It's gonna be equal. Varon, do it, Varon, get in there. You need to make
anyways,
it fast.
as we say that, the combo's in value, but Soldiers making a lot of space around that cafe choke area. Dokla is the one that goes down in the end. He gets body blasted by a lot of frags going both ways, so it's an even 4v4, but should be okay for Team Hong. He's poking around near that choke point area. He probably doesn't want to go in for a sack. Both teams gonna respawn up, and I think they're just gonna try again.
Yeah, I mean, This is literally where you just like run into a brick wall over and over and over and over again until eventually you either kill the beam, you get the force, you kill enough players to force them out of the point, and you're able to just kind of run yourselves in. There's not a lot you can really do in this situation. But, you know, maybe if Varan decides he wants to bomb in, we'll see something crazy happen.
Maybe that's it, but
like
instead Dokla's the one that goes in a little prematurely, but really good bombs and coordination coming out from Sherlock, then Dokla. They get an easy force on the song. He could not milk that one. Absolutely not. And yeah, they're just going to be taking space near that choke point area, but Submarine, he already wants to call for the Uber, but might be a little too early. The combo's already backed up, but he's taking his beam into Cafe. Zeiss gets cleaned up really early on by Kodos. No force for the meantime. Submarine, he's poking really hard, really aggressively near that Cafe area. Varan's actually so low on the meantime in that backlines area, but it seems like they've threaded the needle perfectly enough. They don't actually force, no one actually dies. They can use this in the last.
Yeah, I think TT's got this one. Well, I don't want to say they have this one in the bag, but it does look like it could very, very easily turn in their favor. Yeah. They're walking forward, not using just yet, learning from their last push. They finally used here 75% Uber on the side of Song. A lot of cap time coming out though. There's just not a lot of pressure as Alt finally gets in, but there's just so much point pressure. There's nothing that Hong can do about that unless they all stood on top of the point. So after 10 minutes here, we've got our first round conversion. TT going to be making it 1-0.
Yeah, we just well played by them. They played the point, they only used it after they got pressured. I got a little bit worried because Varan wasn't quite in the Uber, but just the cap time that Submarine gets, that's enough. Hong, he's the one that goes in for the first fast-ish rollout. They're going to be trying to spam near that choke point area. Both teams not making crazy moves in the first mid, but actually Hong's the one that gets pumped by Dokla and Submarine. He also takes down Starling. He's actually doing really, really well in this map. As I say that, Bobby gets taken down by Sherlock, so a dominating mid victory. I think that Hong and Co just didn't take enough space in the early stages of the mid. They kind of dilly-dallied near that choke point area, near the left side of their space on the map. They just get crunched by Dokla.
Yeah, a little bit of horsing around going on in that valley area there. Dokla's just able to do a little counter jump straight into the face of Alt there and just get a free pick. Or Sad, I don't even remember which soldier it was, but whoever it was got owned as Varan finding a pick onto Sad here. They find Song playing in the back left side, looking
Dokla's
from his perspective. Dokla's able to find Astrid, and they're able to find Alt as well. It's 3v3 happening right now as Sherlock does go down. Uber does come out from the side of TT. They have about 30% to pick up any kills that are possible, but they're not going to be able to find anything. Varan might be caught here, might not be. Varan is definitely caught here, and unfortunately, TT will be losing their demo. Milo is all on his lonesome. Mr. Lonely out here, going to have to run all the way back to the choke.
Very interesting, very interesting. Dokla Spy.
Oh, not again.
Oh no, this might be genius. This might actually work out once again. The third round is coming in. He doesn't make it. Dokla manages to pistol him just enough such that he gets that back cap down in time. He has really good spy timing. I gotta give credit where credit's due. They might have flubbed the last push a little bit, but I mean, if it gets them the back cap, it's a reliable strategy. So 2 rounds in TT's favor. Momentum is in their hands right now. It is their match to win.
I mean, man, that's rough if you're Hong there. Another round taken by the notorious spy back up. Milo gets dropped super early. Bobby going to be able to find a lot of damage onto him, and now it's Kaldaw's going in onto Sad, going to be able to get the finish. Starling finding Varan, Starling finding Sherlock as well. Hands finding Astrid and Bobby finally getting taken down by Starling. It is very even on this mid here, but Starling able to clean it all up and hitting him with the Schadenfreude on the point. Just taking that one home for his team.
Honestly, pretty good recovery from TT even after losing the medic like what 2 seconds into the midpoint, into the mid fight. And yeah, Uber is gonna be pretty much even for both teams. not gonna see too much fighting going on for just a few seconds. But as I say that, Submarine and the rest of his team are steamrolling into that midpoint. They get so much damage onto the enemy team near that Tetris area, but they are the ones that are actually a little worse for wear. Dokla goes down, Hong gets traded out for his troubles, but Veron, he's forced to back out because his combo scout dies in the meantime. Sherlock also goes down to Bobby, and so a little too much mid-aggression where maybe there wasn't any reason to push and they get punished for it. They're gonna be stuck on that last point. But maybe Hong wants to push the issue. They want to go in even deeper. They're forcing the enemy combo into spawn. They don't need to come out just yet. They haven't quite capped off second point Hong, but it's looking a little risky right now for both teams.
Extremely risky, but Huda's coming out right side, barely able to pressure the rest of Hong back into lobby as Ubers are even here. Looks like Hong wants to take it in through left from their perspective
Uber trade.
here. Uber trade is going to be coming out. A lot of stickies getting thrown onto the point here. No cap time whatsoever from the side of Hong as they finally get a tiny little smidgen, but it doesn't matter. They have nobody to try and make anything work off of it. So TT will be having a successful last hold there, and we'll be seeing another stalemate for the time being.
Yeah, not really sure what they wanted to accomplish with that Uber trade, you know, like they know the other team has Uber. That probably was a really good time to sack because there was no sentry gun up, but now Caldas has a gun up and it's going to be exponentially harder to sack, and they're the ones that need to make things happen. They're the ones 2-0 down. If they let the round reset, that's probably not good enough. They probably want to convert this round if they need to stay alive in this series. So both teams gonna get Uber. They need to get a good stack in.
Yeah, I mean, that's just true. No better way to say it than how you put it there, but I do want to point out Dokla is running bats here. So they're super hard committed to this last defense. I mean, it's looking pretty hard at the current moment for Hong to find a way in.
Yeah, but like they're just not doing anything. They're just kind of trading spam and damage back and forth as they lose soldiers so quickly. Like, I don't know, they're just not working well together as a team. I think TT are actually playing a lot better. I probably think they'll take the map, but might be a little too early to see. There is 15 minutes left in the map, plus Benny config overtime. But yeah, they have 2 minutes left to work a sack, otherwise round reset.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if you're TT, you're sitting pretty here. They are checking for off classes. Hands there, just making sure is going to come up. Well, he's staying on spy here? I'm a little confused. He's like waddling around on that spawn, but doesn't matter. Sherlock finds sad. It's just a solid hold here. I mean, nothing else really special to remark about it.
I think well-disciplined, well-structured gameplay from TT. They're not quite running the Highlander setup, but actually they have a soldier of the battalions. They're pulling out all the stops to make sure they don't lose this one. I think it's going to be impossible, honestly, by this point, for this Hong team to really crack anything into the last. They've taken so long to just organize the troops to even get into the lobby, let alone get a sack going, let alone get the sentry gun down. They have no idea how they're going to do this. And right now, they actually do coordinate the soldier spam finally. They get the sentry gun down quickly, but he just builds it back up again.
It's just built back up instantly.
Yeah, like with the pyro, with 2 soldiers, Sad goes down really quickly. Hong gets airshot by Veron, goes down, Starling goes down. I don't know if they want to push. Veron hitting them with the LOL in chat, and I don't know. Do they push out? Well, probably not. Sherlock goes down. No, probably not. After that one, it's gonna be a last-ditch Uber push from Hong. Maybe that's what breaks the Camels back wide open. They look to be posturing in lobby. Bobby's buffed up. Zeist is buffed up. He's gonna run in, and they
got enough time for one more push.
Early. Yeah, the sentry gun going down. Only now, Battalions gets popped off. They haven't even used Uber Milo. There's actually a fair bit of cap time, but the frags are just not going in their favor when they are invulnerable, when they're invincible. A last-ditch bomb by Bobby, but it's no avail. He goes down, and yeah, a little bit of a wasted opportunity, honestly, for the side of Hong. They had them on the ropes, they had them on last. Couldn't make anything happen.
I was hoping to see a Habib moment from Bobby right there where he just goes in and he nukes everybody on top of the point and wins the round. But Nothing like that coming out from Bobby, at least yet, anyway, as we move in to what is technically the 4th round, since that was round 3, and we witnessed a little reset there. But, I mean, I don't even know what to look out for on these mids anymore. They seem to just mirror one another, which is pretty interesting. Not something you see very often, at least the levels I play, but Dokla getting owned in Red Valley here is going to be taken down by Astrid, but it's a 3v5 right now as the Beam, Song, and Bobby are caught out in
but
Blue
Milo
Valley. Milo
Zeiss
does get taken down, yeah.
Yeah, Zeiss on the backline does huge work to get that pick, but I think it's an even trade in the end. Kaldos, very good plays together with Submarine. They take down Bobby, they take down Milo. So Ubers are going to be pretty much even in the end. And yeah, that's why it was so dangerous for... Oh, it was like such a wasted opportunity for Hong to not convert on that last point. But as I say that he's trying to convert on that mid point, he knows that the players are weak from both sides. And so he takes an aggressive bomb into that mid point and takes down Kaldos. So technically, Hong is the one that wins the mid point in the end. But they don't get too much else apart from that.
Yeah. I mean, Hong losing their beam there right at the very end. Calva's able to find that free pick. You know, they might win mid here, but they lost that initial fight. They lost any sense of advantage they would have had if they just played a little bit slower. They just played a little bit more consolidated. But at the same time, when your beam and your demo are just isolated inside of Blue Valley, you're completely, you know, separated from the rest of your team. It is kind of hard to regroup there, as now we're just waiting for sacks to come out from either team.
Yeah, I mean, not much going on for the moment. Oh, what? They want to trade. Really aggressive plays coming out from them. They get an Uber force in the end, sure, but it is a worse Uber definitively for them. And honestly, Song's kind of stuck in no man's land. He gets taken down immediately after the Uber. Honestly, like, not a good call coming from them. Like, it reeks of desperation, it reeks of not having a concrete plan, and they get instantly punished for making that kind of call. Milo is looking to be in a really safe position. Hong is threatening the back cap, but I don't think he's gonna get much done. He's gonna get taken down pretty quickly by Kaldos, and yeah, disaster kind of a call and a play from the side of Zeiss.
Yeah, I don't think there's
Oh no! Oh, Dokla goes down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought Dokla was about to make something insane happen there, but he does get taken down. Hong trying to threaten the back cap there. Not the best, but at the same time, not really much that guy could do besides threaten it. I mean, he just had to go for something, maybe try and get the free pick on the scout, but I don't think they noticed the sticky trap in the window. Could get it at any moment. Don't get early enough, though. Oh my goodness. Not early enough, and TT's just gonna be able to walk in.
So surprisingly enough, Song's been building really well, and he already has Uber, so good job on them. They get to stay alive for the time being, but I mean, they don't really need to push, right? They don't need to win any more rounds until the map actually goes down in terms of the map timer. Interesting to see how they want to sack in. They probably want a few more rounds as a cushion. They probably won't be content with just 2 rounds, but let's see how they go about it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what their strategy is here. They do get the sentry down to literally 1 HP, but they're not quite able to take it down, and it does get fixed right back up to pristine factory new condition. It's only level 2 here. They're not wasting time on up. Oh, never mind. He's going to upgrade that to level 3 very quickly. Of course, as soon as I say, isn't it? I'm not sure what the battle plan for TT is here, honestly. Oh, Sherlock does get met by a sentry to the dome, and is met by a couple rockets as well. Gonna get picked out by that spam, and that's their, I assume, sack attempt foiled, just because they didn't spot. I mean, they knew that sentry was there. They just didn't.
Maybe he's going for the off class, you know? That's.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Kaldos went back to sniper, so they actually have, you know, protocols, their routines, just instantly sack someone and get Kaldos up on sniper. That seems to be what they do on every map so far. And yeah, it's up to him to see if he can get a good snipe. It's not something that Hong tried when they were pushing into TT's last. They didn't try an off-class, they didn't try any banners. So Kaldos, he's gonna get a cheeky angle on that right side area, but he gets spotted instantly. It's gonna be really tough for him.
Yeah, sniping on Sunshine is not very forgiving. Kaldos is trying to peek in from the left, but not able to find anything, and they do lose Varen, so... looking a little rough. One side of TT, they do lose Kaldos as well. Sherlock is able to find Astrid, so it's not too stacked against TT here. I don't think Hong would push out very aggro, but it looks like Sad is going in, despite what I say, and now both soldiers are in office there. They get the force! Despite both of them being just standing still, essentially, for so long. It took them 1,000 years to shoot them, and now it's going to have to be a very, very salvage sack attempt come in from somebody on the side of TT if they want to make this even and have any chance of pushing into last anytime soon. Otherwise, they're going to have to back all the way out and chill out by that choke and maybe just...
Zeiss is so aggressive in that lower left area. He picks off Veron, but then he gets shooted out by Kaldos in the end. Not sure if he needed to do that, but Kaldos, he actually gets the force in, just running into the faces of the combo. So unfortunately, Hong, they didn't want to use their Uber. They are going to be able to take second, but yeah, now a big Uber advantage for Milo.
Yeah, absolutely gargantuan Uber advantage to have if you are TT here. I mean, you're sitting pretty. You can just walk straight on in through choke. Or even through Alley. I mean, there's no one really that can stop you unless they get a crazy force.
Can't get anything done. He just jumps into their faces and gets smacked down. He keeps going for spoons, for crazy spoons, and it's just not working out more often than not. As Milo storms right in, they use it as late as they possibly can. After they spot out the sentry, it eventually goes down. The entire enemy team,
I don't know if they know about Sad. Bombing behind.
Doesn't matter, they rushed it. They hadn't kept second at all when they pushed into last. That's why they couldn't play point. That's why they couldn't get any damage onto a hiding enemy team. And now they're all gonna feed into Song, who milks it to perfection in the end. Right now, a Kaldos drop onto Song. He was undetected the entire time. Okla's gonna do what he can on that last point. Oh, but it doesn't really matter. He hits them with the LOL, and that was pretty funny in the end, that he gets all the way in without anyone detecting, manages to two-shot the medic, and he gets dropped down. So, slight Uber advantage from Milo. They do get second point at the very least, and we'll see what they choose to do with it.
I want to see more Doklo Spy. I'm just saying it now. I want to see more. I want to see another Spy back cap. Alright, you gotta really tilt Hong here. So they just, their mental crumbles. You gotta play it like it's a mind game. You're up 2 points, you gotta act like it. You know, you gotta...
Absolutely.
You gotta boss up and make some crazy plays. But... In seriousness, that's just kind of botched from TT there. I mean...
Oh, Douglas spoons Hong. He's got to be tilted.
Forget what I was talking about. Oh, forget whatever I was saying. That's a tilter. You lose the spoon dog fight. Hong mental gone.
Dokla goes down.
Jover for Hong here, I think.
So dangerous, so dangerous.
It's very dangerous what TT's trying to do, but there's so much cap time here, and it's just Sad trying to bomb the point. He does finish it.
They win!
He knocks the scout upward! And they manage to take home the point!
I just don't know if Hong is expecting the aggression. They just walk in when they probably shouldn't. They just don't think it'll happen, and they go all the way in. They get the force, and they still cap off that last point somehow. 3-0 deficit for Hong. If they want to make something happen, now is the time as they go in for really aggressive soldier bombs at the choke point area. Aimbot gets Veron down instantly at that midpoint area, but is it enough? Dokla, he's gonna be circling around, not committing to anything. Sherlock's the one that gets taken down for his troubles near that valley side area. Right now, it could be anyone's game as it's a 4v4 deathmatch fight. Submarine, he goes down, as does Dokla. So finally, Hong and co, they want to take Milo down, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Kaldos dancing around for a few seconds, but he's eventually the last casualty. A good mid-win. This is the start of the comeback if it's gonna happen.
Yeah, this is, I think, I'm sensing it. I'm sensing at least a round or two coming out from Hong here, but not too confident in the in their ability to maybe turn this around and take home the map. I mean, from what we've seen, they've just not been expecting the aggression. I think you pointed it out a little bit ago. They're just not expecting the aggression that TT has. And Dokka's up on bats here, so they're committing very, very hard to this defense. He's just trying to build it up as much as he can. It does look like Hong is positioning themselves to try and push in through top right. They take down the gun.
Already down.
Demo's going in here. That Uber does come out. Left spawn locked out here as Putis walks forward, walks into the stickies, doesn't actually die here. He's going to be able to find Sad here. Bobby finds Varen and Dokla. Hans is going to be able to find Alt as well. Astrid going to be taking down Hans. Now it's just a 2v4, a 1v4 on the point. Milo's the last man standing and is not able to reach the point in time. Not much he can do anyway, honestly. And it's not going to be a complete blowout. It is going to be 3-1. Still in favor of TT, but it is still anyone's game because remember, we got that infinite overtime juicy Benny config in play here.
Being Uber push, they convert the round, the journey starts here, and it's only gonna get, well, harder from now on, presumably, honestly, as they might want to stalemate it out, they might want to make sure that it doesn't get any worse. As I say that, the mid fight is underway. No one making a crazy aggressive move except it is Dokla going in for a huge bomb together with Sherlock, but Song doesn't actually get taken down in the end. But it might not matter. Milo, he's dodging, he's juking, he gets taken down eventually, and ooh, another mid win for Hong. We saw this last map, they suddenly went on a spree of rounds when they started winning these mid points really, you know, cleanly, taking down Milo with Song not going down, and I think this could be 3-2 very easily.
Yeah, I think Hong is just kind of they're trying to lock in here. They're Dokla Spy.
I don't know if this is the play, you know, like I don't think it worked out last time when he tried to run Spy on last. They look like they know. They look like they're kind of shooting around.
The demo shot right at him, but they turned away as soon as he dead.
Absolutely. So Dokla is way like more of a liability than an asset as they use into that left side area. The sentry gun goes down instantly. They aren't quite playing the point yet though, so that gives an opportunity for Dokla and the rest of his team to make something happen. He gets a slam onto Starling in the end, but is it gonna be to no avail? It looks like it might possibly not be enough without Soldiers spamming onto that point. It's first of 4 rounds. They need 2 more if they're gonna win this one up and tie the series.
Yeah, it looks like they might be able to make this a tie. It is 3-2 here, so, I mean, anybody's game. Banny config has kicked in here, so win limit is 4. If TT is able to lock in here and play off these advantages they're getting a little bit more concisely, they'll be able to take home the series and cement themselves as either second or first place, which will be determined tomorrow. But does look like Alt is trying to get some just eyes drawn onto him so his teammates can push him, and it looks like it's working very well. As Sad gets a lot of damage onto Milo. Milo's gonna get taken down by Bobby here. Bobby finds 3. Song is actually able to get a pick onto Dokla as well, but I don't think it matters as Song and Starling are the last ones alive. They're fighting, and apparently winning because Starling is just different. Sure, whatever. If it works, it works.
It works. Just really good coordinated aggression from the explosive classes from Team Hong. The soldiers bombed into the enemy combo. Bobby walks up, given that he's like the soldiers created so much space for him, and they just wipe out Milo. So again, huge Uber advantage. And if they clean up the round, suddenly it's 3-3.
Yeah, suddenly. I mean, we could watch it. Oh, Alt goes down here, though, so it is a little bit of a trade. Not too damning for the side of TT.
Yeah, but, not too bad. Milo's already on 80%. He's actually gonna get Uber, like, pretty sure before, like, the round's over. So the Uber comes out, they take a really long time to kill that sentry gun. They can't play the point because the Uber comes out from Submarine. They're gonna try and wipe up the enemy combo. Song's dancing and juking around. He somehow gets out of that kerfuffle, but as I say that, he gets sniped down by Veron in that dungeon area. Bobby's trying to stay for his life. Hong goes in for a humongous bomb. Milo goes down, as does Submarine. Little overextended. It's a game of inches and millimeters, and yeah. Good salvage by Hong, but they hold on in the end, TT.
Yeah, TT there. able to hold their own. Very nice salvage coming out from Hong. I believe the namesake as well, not even just the team itself. I believe the namesake Hong was able to get in there and make something happen for his team. So they're going to be sitting there, not crazy ad, but it's something that they can work with. They might be able to posture a little bit more aggressively or something, you know. But it does look like sack o'clock. The clock is struck again. It's about that time, and we're just going to have to wait for these players to do something.
Yep, Hong's the first one, and he gets air shot. I don't know who shot. I think it was Sherlock. Denied, but doesn't matter. Bobby goes in. He's in dungeon. They use the Uber at the same time as they send in their sack attempts, and the result is honestly a complete team wipe.
That was a family Uber from the side of Hong as well. Bomb does come in from Sad, not quite able to mop anything up with it, though. Bobby's spawn camping last, just to point that out, but wait, yeah, he is, huh?
Wait a second. They know. They know.
How do they know?
I probably just called it. They called it. And Bobby's gonna be doing his best Banny impression right now. Kind of useless in the back lines of what I want to say. How does he kill Baron there? That's that's really funny, but it doesn't change the fact that they're facing down a huge Uber this set.
Yeah, I mean, nothing changes the fact that Hong is sitting with crazy Uber Death. It doesn't matter that neither team has a demo here. I mean, at that point, you're just making it even. You're still forced to play super far back. You're still forced to essentially give up second. You might be able to hold last with evens, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
Yeah, really dangerous position for Hong. They lose this round, map is done, and match is done. So commanding, dominating position for TT. They need a sack in the last.
Yeah, TT here just has to find one good sack, find that gun that I'm certain they are building up right now, which is they are. It's level 1 on the right side. Let's go down. Alt finds something here. They find Dokla, and they do find hands as well. Baron finds... I wasn't able to catch who they were able to... Or actually, I believe they found the gun a second time, is what I read there. They just instantly built it up. And it's back up a third time, I believe. So now, TT's just holding back. I mean, there's nothing more they can do without those players that they lost inside of the lobby. Actually, there's no gun? Nope, never mind. He's building it back up for a third time, maybe a fourth time here, honestly. I don't even remember how many times that gun has been built and destroyed.
Honestly, in all the matches I've played with or against Starling, he must have been on Engineer like half of the time. So, he goes down somehow. The gun doesn't actually die, so I guess he did his job. Now it gets taken down, and Baron actually already going down in lobby. Sherlock goes for a huge sack, but doesn't get much in the end. Song holds, and bad situation, bad for TT as they back out a second.
Do they know about Alt behind them inside of their cafe? I think they do. He is spotted as Dokla.
He
goes for the air shot. He hits one, misses the second though, but. I mean, he's bullying that guy.
But his combo's
he's keeping
just
him away. Yeah, his
somehow.
combo's just crumbling.
Not sure what's going on, to be quite honest. I think maybe there's an Uber trade going on near that second point area. But Hong, they want to be aggressing into that mid point, but I think they're just posturing actually. Not much gonna happen, stalemate.
Yep, yeah, it's just aggressive positioning. It's just, you know, trying to make them think at this point that you want to push forward. Because do you know what time it is? Pull up your phone, check your watch. It's sack o'clock. We're going to be waiting for these soldiers to get in either through Cafe, through Valley, through Choke, something or other. But, man, I think we just need to see some more demo bombs through these chokes. You gotta send it a 3-man. You gotta make it happen. Come on,
Bobby's the one that's been doing that. Baron hasn't really shown a proclivity to do that because he doesn't need to win. He just takes on Hong. Dokla simultaneously goes down, but Sherlock, he manages to get an easy force on the Song. He just snuck all the way into lobby, gets a good rocket off, and that's an easy force for him. Really well played. And now, I don't know how much they can do because aimbot, he's gonna be feeding True Cafe onto the combo in an attempt to get a heroic Market Garden, but it's to no avail. They're gonna be pushing through Cafe. Bobby's playing very aggressive. He could get caught out super easily, but he's just gonna get away But in the meantime, Dokuro goes down on the flank. Kaldos trying to recover something in the meantime. Hong also goes down for his trouble. This could be very bad because Submarine, he knows what he wants. He's going to call an aggressive Uber together with Veron. Starling already gets the sentry gun up somehow. And they just aren't getting the frags that they quite want. So much damage. Zeiss goes down, but Starling on that heavy weapons class.
So much
Can
cap
he get what he
time.
wants? A lot of cap time. The frags going every which
They're all
way.
out right
Hong goes
side.
down. Bobby goes down. This is it. They lost. Hong loses 2-0 in this match. In this map, they lose 4-2, and not really the result I was expecting, but well played from TT. They win.
I mean,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, Hong gets third place there. It's just rough, I think is the word to use. Just rough is about all you can say. It was a lot of tiny mistakes that they just kept making, and it cascaded, and eventually, it all culminated into that one final last hold, and I'm pretty sure they all ended up rotating through the spawn at the exact same time, so there was no point pressure whatsoever. They probably could have afforded to lose one or two more players just to try and defend that point, but I don't know. It just didn't work out for him. It didn't go the way they were hoping, and unfortunately for Hong, they're out, and TT is going to be. I'm not sure who they're fighting in
They're gonna be
Grands
fighting
tomorrow, but
a pretty good Thai team. That's who they're gonna be facing in Grand. So we'll have to wait and see how that one unfolds. That's also anyone's game, but for this one, feels like they were the better team comfortably. Even though it was down to the margins, they needed a few backcaps and all that kind of shenanigans. They were comfortably better in a lot of team fights. They were better in coordinating their aggression. Yeah, deserve to win. So we have the locks up on the screen right now, and yeah, the scouts doing a lot of work. It seems like Kaldos and Submarine combining for a slick 56 frags together. Seems like soldiers had a really rough time of it, but what can you do at this level? They did what they needed to do in most situations. They got the force, they created space, and that allowed the rest of the team to follow up. Bobby seemingly doing a little bit better on an individual basis, just looking at the stats, but it is a team game at the end of the day. Feels like the scouts were really aggressive in taking a lot of those Uber exchanges on both sides, but Zeiss and his Uber exchanges, they didn't seem to pan out as well, and I think that might be reflected in the stats.
yeah, I mean, in terms of overall performance, I feel like Hong definitely was playing a little bit better. They had a lot. I think they are better in the DM department on the side of Hong, but when it comes to coordination, it feels like TT just outshines them there. It feels like TT is just doing like so much more together. They're a lot more cohesive. They move more as a unit, whereas we're seeing a lot of individual fights from Hong and a lot of like hero plays and Hail Marys attempting to happen. So it's a lot of random stuff coming out from Hong, and I think all of that kind of just culminated in them ending up taking the L on this one. Not that it's the sole reason, but when you're dropping players left and right and they're making silly plays and just doing stupid stuff like that, at the end of the day, you can only assume that it's not going to turn out the way you want it to.
Yeah, like, well played from TT. I just want to highlight just some questionable decisions at the end of the game, Zeiss taking weird Uber exchanges and just not working out for the rest of his team. Remember that time when they sacked quite a few players and their team went for an Uber exchange afterwards and they got absolutely punished as a result. So a lot of these weird calls, risky decision making doesn't pan out in the end. A lot of the soldiers, for instances, going for really heroic plays, right? They always want to go for the market garden, like they think that's their best chance, but in the end, they're just dying too quickly. They don't get a force and they get rolled into last, and that's about it. So good win for TT. Commiserations to Hong, and I think that's about it for today.
Yeah, I think that'll do us for now. I mean, this was a fun match to cast regardless. I mean, very exciting, full of a lot of great spoons from both teams, and just a very fun experience. So
before we close out, I've got something to say since everyone is here, I think, in chat. I kind of got the website up. It's not really fully done, but the Highlander signups are up soon, so go there. Put it in chat.
Oh, yay, Highlander. Woohoo. Okay. Cool.
The most enthusiastic reaction to Highlander.
Nice.
I've been up since like 5 a.m. It's like 3 p.m. right now, working on that shit. All right, see you
Lord
guys.
have mercy. Let that man get some rest. Been working on that for that long, I assume. Let that man get some much needed rest. But yeah, I guess if you're interested in Highlander, go click on that link. But I think that'll probably do it for us here. That has been TT versus Hong. We will see you tomorrow at what time is it in local time?
About 9 p.m. local time. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll figure it out.
24 hours from now. Yeah.
Yeah, 24 hours.
Good stuff. Good match. And yeah, I think that's it from us. Bye.